Hey Ardent, we are working on Monday, March 30th of programming today. So we're going to work through, all on Monday is going to be a long EMOM. This is going to be 40 minutes on the EMOM. So every minute on the minute for 40 minutes, you guys are going to be working today. Like most EMOMs, there should be some rest within this EMOM. So you're going to work and you're going to rest. And what's probably going to be easy the first round or two should just get difficult as time goes, as basically the repetitions stack up and rack up over the course of this time, right? So at round 7, 8, 9, 10 of the EMOM, obviously things should be a lot different then, but we're looking for steady state, just constant movement, long movement when you're moving, resting, working, resting, working. If you ever get to a point in EMOM where you can no longer get it done within a minute, that is where we then look at bringing reps down or subbing out some movement or slowing down a movement, but you should have rest today. All right, so let's talk through the EMOM. We have 40 minutes, we have 4 movements. Minute 1 is going to be a 1-minute plank. We are looking for you to plank the entire time. Minute 2 is going to be 10 deadlifts. Minute 3 will be 10 dumbbell presses. And minute 4 will be either calories in a row or some jumping lunges. And you're doing that sequence 10 times total today. So Dylan's going to have my demo today. We're going to work through the 1-minute plank. Depending on where you're at, this 1-minute plank should be something that's challenging, should be difficult. If we look at that, he can do 2 different ways on doing this plank. Either way, we're going to do this in more of a push-up plank position. So it means arms are going to be fully extended. So if he's pretty good at this, he could then do like a feet elevated plank. So his basically feet would be onto a box. He's going to look at completely planking his body out. Obviously taking that stretch through that midsection just to be able to keep his body at a good plank position. That's a little difficult. He could walk that out, get his feet off of the box, and he could work through just a regular push-up plank in that position. We'll just go the entire minute here in this plank position. If we need to, we can either bring the knees down for a moment if we need to like rest and try to get back up again and try to do the entire minute. If for some reason we have some sort of limitation, we can always go down to elbows. But generally, we're going to look at that push-up plank position. Should allow us to stay in there a little bit longer, all right? So 1-minute plank. If you've got rings and you want to up the degree of difficulty, you can certainly do a ring plank, things like that as well today. All right, so that'll be the first position. So minute 1 will be that 1-minute plank. You're basically working the entire minute here, all right? So unlike what I said earlier about resting, no rest in your minute plank. 1-minute plank, full movement, all right? We'll then work to the point where we're going to work to 10 deadlifts. Depending on what you have as far as equipment goes, if you have a barbell, this should be probably a lighter weight. I'm going to put like as far as your weight goes on the deadlift today. And we could certainly do this exact same movement with all 3 of these positions, right? Good, flat back. He's going to pull the bar up to the top. This is going to be a light deadlift today, right? So if he's got 155 in the bar, this is going to be fairly light for him as far as compared to what his normal weight would be, right? So you can work 10 deadlifts. Probably touch and go, nice easy deadlifts, but still making sure that we're keeping a good position the entire time. Maybe he has 1 kettlebell and 1 kettlebell only, then we can work 1 kettlebell. Work a little more of a sumo stance, a tad bit wider, but still working a hinge, using that backside as he hinges over the top, right? That deadlift is a good hinge movement that we're working on as far as the deadlifts go, using that posterior side or that backside to do the work here. Same thing if we have just 1 dumbbell, that would work the exact same position as we have on the deadlift. He's going to just hold the thing, right? Looks the exact same movement. If he does have 2 dumbbells, certainly that'd be optimal. We can work 2 and we're just going to hold and then we're going to do the same thing. Typically if we have 2, we're just touching the 1 bell to the floor, right? Don't worry about trying to go both of them down. It's a lot of work to get all the way down there, right? So 10 deadlifts. If you only have 1, you're not doubling up anything, you're just doing 10 deadlifts total. This is a lot of repetition today as far as deadlifts go. That will then work in the 3rd minute. 3rd minute is going to be your dumbbell press. So if he has 2 dumbbells, optimally, he's going to pull those to the front rack. He will then strict press, right? So nice and tight in the body, rib cage pointing down, squeezing through the backsides, weights back to the heel, and you're just going to work through 10 presses, right? If this is really, really light for you, in other words, you have this super light set of dumbbells, you could certainly look at just strict pressing this thing or do a couple more reps if you have a crazy light weight. If you have a crazy heavy weight on your dumbbell and strict press isn't possible, you can work this to a little bit of a push press, right? That dip and drive. So maybe he has 2 50-pound dumbbells, Dylan's strong, but that's a lot of reps at 50-pound dumbbell. He might need to push press that. Maybe you just have 1 dumbbell. So if you have 1 dumbbell, you're going to then do 10 on each arm. Hopefully strict pressing or push pressing if we have the heavy dumbbell as well, right? So 10 each arm, that should still take some time. And then most everybody's got dumbbells, but if not, kettlebell will work the exact same way. 10 each arm if you don't have a dumbbell. You want to pick that thing up and try one more, right? There you go. So he would just basically put that in front rack and still press that out the exact same way, right? So all those are your options as far as your 10 dumbbell presses. He'll then work to this 4th minute, which is either going to be the 15 or 10 calories, if you've got a rower. A lot of you guys do. If you don't, then you're going to work through 12 jumping lunges. This would be better if these are unbroken. So he's going to tap that back knee and just jump right into the next lunge. 12 jumping lunges will be faster than the calorie on the row, but will have a little greater effect on this. So you'll have more rest, but you're going to pay the price a little bit. Kind of like riding the bike, right? The bike might be faster right away, but you're going to pay the price for that later. 12 jumping lunges similarly to that, all right? So 12 jumping lunges, 15 or 10 calories in a row. Either way, again, you should have some rest here. You work back up to the full minute plank, and that cumulative effect on that quads and that pulling movement or that hinging movement will start adding up as time goes today. So 40 minutes, it's a long EMOM, guys, so hang in there. If you feel like it's a little light, don't worry about it. The repetitions will catch up to you guys as we go. All right, so that's your Monday. Enjoy.